Hi, I'm Alex McCord and welcome to The Real Deal on TheStir.com. Today we have Don't Be Tardy, Season 3, Episode 6, as well as the finale of TLC's Leah Remini, It's All Relative. Then over to VH1 for LeAnn and Eddie, Episode 5, and oh wait, we have an update on that pesky Dance Moms lawsuit that could bring down reality TV as we know it. Alright, first, on Don't Be Tardy, it is beat up on Brielle week. And although I like this show, I don't like where this storyline is going. As a mom, does Kim not realize that constantly making fun of her teenage daughter on national TV is going to hurt her much worse than wrecking the car or pulling her groin muscle? So far this year, everything to do with Brielle is a dig. Brielle is her daughter, not one of the housewives. I don't see how Kim cannot see this. Just this week, Kim said to In Touch Weekly that she left the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she felt she was sacrificing her life and her well-being for a paycheck. Does she not realize she's doing the exact same thing to Brielle now? This week, Brielle wants to try out for cheerleading, and Kim, Croy, the little sister, the housekeeper, everyone mocks her and points out that she's not in shape, she can't do the gymnastics required, can't commit, she's lazy, etc. Brielle retorts that she needs something to put on her college applications. May I suggest that being made to look like a lazy fool on reality TV is not helping? Oy. She makes a good start, but then she forgets her physical paperwork and quits. When Croy lays into her, she's rude to him. The thing is, the storyline is funny, and she is behaving badly. I did snicker, truth be told, but Brielle is caught up in the web of Kim and Croy's crazy comedy, all with a K, and that ain't good for baby girl's future. I know the entire season has probably been filmed, but if they get a renewal, I seriously hope as parents they sit down and chart out some character redemption for Brielle before she goes to college or tries to get a job. Moving on, it's the finale for Leah Remini and her family on TLC's It's All Relative. The ladies are separating from the men to go camping in an RV, and daughter Sophia is having none of it. None. Eventually, the ladies set off. They laugh, they joke, they scare each other, they pretend to be bears. The men stay home and get mani-pedis by the pool. Then they decide to surprise the ladies by joining them, and they all tell jokes around the campfire. What I appreciate most about this series is that the camera crew are the supporting cast. They are filming the show and being filming the show. Now, from a behind-the-scenes perspective, one thing to think about that is that it makes the show much more expensive to make. Typically on a reality show, you'd have an A crew and a B crew, but here you need a C crew to film the A crew and the B crew. Is that confusing? It was fun to see the chase car filming the RV, particularly fun to watch the hapless handycam operator take his whole rig down the zip line. Extra points for not dropping anything. Then at the end, the cast freely discuss on camera whether or not they will get renewed for a second season. All of this is great, but you know, it's kind of a new hybrid. It's almost like a sitcom parody of a reality show. But hey, that works. Funny stuff. Next, LeAnn Rimes and Eddie Cibrian are not happy. Well, LeAnn is not, anyway. All week, the jabs and barbs were flying online about #RimesWithBootyGate. By the way, is anyone else sick of reality show wars that start with a hashtag? Because I am. Okay, on last week's episode, LeAnn's storyline involved her accidentally tweeting a photo of her backside. And throughout the show, her mother, her stylist, her publicist all went bananas over the #RimesWithBooty that went viral. Except it didn't. Prior to last week, there was no record of it on Twitter. When questioned by her fans and her haters alike, Rimes first said it was all true, then it was all satire, then the whole thing devolved into a Twitter war that The Real Deal Alex was tagged in way too many times. I hope LeAnn will take her own advice and not engage the haters. But I will say this regarding #RimesWithBooty. If you are going to make up a storyline for a reality show, you need to choose something that your viewers cannot easily disprove. It would be perfectly fine if, for example, this week's dilemma with babysitting versus going to the recording studio was a setup. Ditto drinks with Eddie's hairdresser and those girls that showed up. Lesson learned. If you're going to say on television that something's online, you better make sure it actually is online. But let's talk more about this week's episode, shall we? There's babysitting. There's LeAnn getting a taste of what being a working mom might be like. The lovebirds go on a hike, and LeAnn wishes that she could relieve herself in the woods as easily as Eddie or any man can. And sister, I hear you. It's absolutely not fair. Really, the only thing I did not like about this week was something Eddie did. He cannot stop making digs at Brandi Glanville. Ugh! LeAnn has stopped talking about her. Why can't Eddie? See, if Eddie wanted to look sympathetic, he would start a scene with someone bringing up something terrible that Brandi said or did, and then Eddie could react. Instead, Eddie's snarky comments came out of nowhere. It was abrupt. It was awkward. I mean, we've all gotten the memo that he hates her, but that haircut scene was so random. It was almost like this. Hi, Eddie. Is it raining outside? I wish it was raining on my ex-wife Brandi's head. That is how ridiculous it seemed to me. Really. Finally, let's talk dance moms on Lifetime. You may remember I've been following the case of Kelly Hyland versus Abby Lee Miller and the Dance Moms producers ever since the news broke last November. So, to recap, Kelly, a mother of one of Abby's dancers, got into a huge fight with the dance diva, and hair-pulling, slapping, attempted biting were all involved. Then, Kelly and her daughter were fired from the show. They sued producers and Abby personally for $5 million. I've said all along, if this lawsuit sticks, it could bring down reality TV as we know it. Not for cast members suing each other. Despite what various reality stars have said recently, there is no clause against cast suing each other, based on any contract I've ever seen online. What you cannot do is sue the producers. No producers, no network, no parent company that owns the network. Those are all off limits and written into every single reality star or day player's contract. So if a legal precedent is set that cast can sue their bosses because they don't like the way they came across on the show, that would open the floodgates. I mean, can you imagine? In any case, the dance moms were back in court yesterday, and the judge has indicated that she will likely throw out the defamation of character and emotional distress claims against both producers and Abby. Now, what may stick is the breach of contract claim, but only because she was allegedly fired verbally with nothing in writing. All right. Personally, I think Hyland should stick to her guns about the contract. I mean, the fighting, the looking bad on TV, that she should have realized that goes with the territory. But if she can squeeze the producers a little on the technicality of not writing her firing down, I say go fight win. What do you say? Let me know what you thought in the comments. For now, I am Alex McCord. You are watching The Real Deal on thestir.com. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you Monday.